This is the end. It's also the beginning. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful day on the Dalton Highway in Alaska. If you're new to the channel, I'm Katie, and this is my Jeep. I'm about 2/3 of the way back down the Dalton toward Fairbanks, and this has just been incredible. I really didn't know what to expect on the Dalton. It's just a road, but it's absolutely beautiful. And there's stuff to do along the way. There's fishing, you could go rafting, there's no established hikes, but you could just go hiking off wherever you like. And of course there's wildlife, and it's amazing. And I didn't think it would be that amazing. Like, I thought it would be a cool drive, but I'm already thinking, wow, what should I be planning for the next time I drive up the Dalton? I am on the north slope, which is the north side of the Brooks Mountain Range, which runs for 700 miles across Alaska. And we are about to cross Atigun Pass, which is the highest drivable mountain pass in Alaska. There's not really any snow or anything up there right now, but it's still a little bit of a sketchy pass, especially since you have semi-trucks coming up and down that pass. And I think it's time that we started driving over that pass. Aurora har. Once I get over Atigun Pass, we will be making a beeline for Coldfoot, Alaska, where we can get gas, because it will be 240 miles without a gas station. And my tank won't be empty, but it'll be somewhat close by the time we get to Coldfoot. I've seen some really cool drone shots of people going over this pass, but there's a very clear sign that says no stopping for the next 5 miles. And that probably mostly applies in wintertime, but you also have big, heavy trucks going over this pass that may or may not have issues. And yeah, it's a bad idea to stop on this pass unless you have an emergency, and you would have to stop to get cool drone shots. So you're not getting any cool drone shots from me on this section of the road. I can smell the brakes from that truck. They don't quite smell like they're burning, but they're getting hot. We're on the downside of the pass, and it goes down pretty steeply, so you gotta gear down a fair bit. We've made it off the pass, and the pipeline is buried through most of the pass, and it's starting to come back into view now. They actually had to build concrete bunkers kind of around the pipeline as it goes over the pass to protect it from all the avalanches and rockfall. Interesting little tidbit. I've reached the high point of the Chandler Shelf, and right behind me is the Kanuti National Wildlife Refuge. So I broke out my binoculars to see if I could see any critters. Might see grizzly bears, wolves, moose. I don't see any today. The Chandler Shelf is another low gear and watch where you're going situation. Once you've gone over Atigun Pass and then Chandler Shelf, it's all kind of easygoing from here on out, except for all the potholes and areas where the road is wavy. It's pretty easy from here on out. I'm still not exactly driving very fast. I think I've averaged probably about 35 miles an hour this whole way, and I think that's a reasonable speed. There are a few short sections where you can go faster, and there's a lot of sections where you gotta go slower. So 35 seems to be pretty reasonable for a large majority of the road. This is an area to be savored, in my opinion. And I mean, if you just want to have the accomplishment of reaching Dead Horse, I get that. But if you end up coming up here, I would recommend at least 3 nights each way on the road. A week would be better. Each way. This mountain marks the halfway point of the Dalton Highway. We are halfway there, but we're only about 50 miles to Coldfoot where I can get gas, which is going to be needed. I'm rolling into Coldfoot with fuel to spare. The prices of gas are obviously not unexpected, but it's still kind of ow. And I really enjoyed eating at this cafe the other day, and it's lunchtime and I'm hungry, so I'm getting some lunch. Heading back into the Coldfoot Cafe.
That's my favorite spot in the summer. So sorry, just a second. So in the summer, when in the morning, when the steam coming off the river and the sun shining on it,
Got the French dip.
I can't do it. It's one of my top 5 favorite places on this highway.
That lunch really hit the spot. It was too much food. It's rare that I can't eat all of the French fries. And I couldn't eat all of the French fries. But, they were good. And now it's time to head down the road. Coming up this little rise was sketchy on the way up, and it's sketchy going down it a little bit too. I spotted another moose, y'all. I was actually thinking it might be cool to go kayak out in that lake, but it is getting a little later and there's a moose in it. I'm not gonna go kayak with a moose. Cool. That's moose number 5 for Alaska. And the fireweed has started to bloom. It was just starting to bud out when I was driving on my way up, and a few days later it's blooming. Sometimes you can find like huge fields of it, and I'm hoping that we might see something like that down a little further down the road. That would be cool. Fireweed is so called because it grows in abundance in places that have had recent wildfires. It's one of the very first things that starts to grow after a wildfire. It likes disturbed areas like that. Also roadsides, so you can see it a lot on the side of the road as well. This is almost certainly a futile endeavor with the wind and the shrubbery and my skills, but I'm gonna go down here and fish. Cool little dragonflies buzzing all around. If you are new to the channel and you're thinking, that gal doesn't know how to fish, you would be correct. Only one way to learn. Ooh, that was good. Yeah. Oh, it fell out of the shrubbery. And is now stuck on a rock. Just, you know, I paid for my fishing license. I gotta take advantage of that. Now I gotta climb back up this jumble of rocks. Ooh. I don't actually care to walk on this stuff because rocks can become dislodged. And those are big enough rocks that they could very seriously injure or kill you. So makes me a little uncomfortable. But we survived. So this is a fun stop. This is the overlook I stopped at on my way up, where it was completely foggy and you couldn't see a thing. You can see a little better out there today. And in the very far distance, you can see the Brooks Range. What a big difference in weather a few days makes. And no mosquitoes today because there's a pretty good breeze blowing. So that is very nice. What did I do with my keys? Yeah. I'm gonna try to go around you, but you're on a curve. I don't mean to freak you out. Oh, little goslings. No, don't leave your goslings. No. Let me stop flying. Go back to your little children. Go turn around, go back to your kids. Okay. At first I was like, that is so cute. The geese are in the road and they have their cute little babies, and I tried to get around them and it didn't work. And the babies dived off into the brush and the mom and dad flew off, but it looks like they turned around and flew back to their little goslings. Do not want to cause stress to the geese. I was trying not to cause stress to the geese. Maybe they'll learn not to walk in the road. Probably not. We are back on pavement and I am playing pothole dodgeball. Trying not to get hit by all the potholes. But you have to keep an eye behind you as well to make sure there's nobody, you know, a big truck isn't trying to pass you or something. And nobody behind you. It's didn't dodge that one so well. Gotta keep your eyes open and your wits about you. The potholes are quite serious and numerous. If I had a spot for her bike on the Jeep, I would totally pick that person up and give them a ride up the hill, but there's no place to put the bike. This is home for the night. And there's a moose right there. And she has spotted me. She's not super cool with me being here, I don't think. She's a good 70 yards away. Not too worried, except for that she probably has babies. Hopefully she'll just be annoyed and not want to come up here. The moose has moved off, and this is our view. It's not so bad. It is very sunny, and it is quite warm. It's probably, I'm gonna get in the shade here. I'm gonna sit in the shade here for a second. Oh, it's quite warm outside. It's probably 70 degrees, which anywhere else would not be uncomfortable, but it's uncomfortably warm here. Up here, 70 degrees feels like 85 when you're in the sun. What's the physics of that? Anybody know why it feels so hot here, even though the temperature isn't reading that hot? It feels hot. It's fine in the shade. So I'm gonna hang out in the shade for a bit, and I think that's it for today. Morning, everybody. This is a lovely campsite, but I'm diving back into my car because there's a bazillion little biting gnats out here. I'm wearing my permethrin clothes, but I've gotten a little complacent about the head net and putting bug dope on my hands because the mosquitoes have tamped down because there's a breeze, but the little biting gnats are new, and one got me on one of my fingers. I think that means it's time to leave this little campsite. This was a good little camp spot, nice view, but I'm not gonna go re-explore because of the biting gnats. This is the final leg of my journey on the Dalton, and I will reach Fairbanks today. Finger Rock is showing us the way to Fairbanks. Not that there's any other roads we can take to Fairbanks, but it's pointing that way. Oh man, I had been doing so well, and avoiding a cracked windshield has been one of my big goals. So whenever a big truck comes, I move over to the right and slow way down, and one still got me. And it goes all the way through the windshield. There's little bits of shattered glass on the inside of the Jeep. I have a Jeep. I'm very used to windshield cracks. But the fact that it goes all the way through means I need a new windshield. So hopefully there's a place in Fairbanks that can do a windshield pretty quick. There's a lot of miles of just this toward the end. It can get a little mind-numbing. We are stopping in Yukon River, and I'm gonna see if I can get a sandwich or maybe even some cooked food. On the way up here, they didn't have the restaurant going, but maybe they have it going now. Looks like it might be open. That was a great burger, and they had the option to put a fried egg on it. If you've never had a fried egg on a burger, you should do it. It's really good. This is the end. It's also the beginning. And here comes a big semi. There's probably a little bit of armchair philosophizing I should be doing about beginnings and endings. But I don't got it. I think it's time to get to Fairbanks. And I have to admit a little envy of the people who are coming up here now. Past a group of about half a dozen motorcycle riders who were very clean and headed north. And I thought, just wait guys, just wait, it gets so much better. And I really want to be doing that again. That initial feeling of adventure is just beginning and you don't know exactly what lies ahead is amazing. And that's what you get driving up the Dalton. I certainly have many more adventures still ahead. I will be heading down to Fairbanks and then heading east to tackle the Dempster. Not gonna lie, this really smooth road with no potholes is quite a pleasure to drive. Hey guys, I got totally distracted and forgot to do an ending to this video. I'm in Fairbanks now. I am cleaned up. The Jeep has been washed. I'm staying at a little hotel that I have already settled into and created a disaster in here. Disaster area. I don't have that many airline miles left, but I used airline miles to get this hotel and have stayed here a couple days to work on editing, to wash the car, to get cleaned up, but mostly actually to work on editing because that takes a long time and a lot of electricity that my solar panel doesn't really keep up with. So I've got to sit here and do some editing. But yeah, that's it guys. This is the end of the video. If you like this video and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. It costs nothing and it really does help. And next up, we are gonna head to Atigun. It's gonna take a while to get there because it's 1,000 miles away. But it's a lot closer than it used to be. And we are headed that way. I'll see you guys soon.